All right, welcome back. So y'all should got the line info, and here's a short clip. I'll try and make it short. Some of us got TikTok brain rot, but it is what it is. I'm here for it. I'm here to answer all your questions, even though they may be silly. Well, I'm sorry, all right? I might have a shitty day, so I'll probably answer your question like a total dick, but I'll try not to be. So let's get it started. So our light car. So the disclaimer, this clip is just a basic run. It's not going to be your ideal run or your ideal line or a perfect run. So sorry, but this is just how the track's going to run, and I'm going to go over some more line info and some rules. So for C4, right, they're all pretty slow cars. So for C4 classes, we're going to be looking for judging, we want lead car to be accurate, and we want chase car to do his job, and that's to chase. You know, close proximity. You should literally be almost touching, but we're going to be judging heavily on your proximity. You know, like contact, because these cars are slow. You should be precise. Like contact is all right with some good taste, but these cars are freaking slow. You shouldn't be touching the other car. You should have enough time to react. So to begin with, if you see this line right here on my mouse, this is where the light car will line up kind of before it, just so we get a good run up on it. Let's get started. A little laggy. Holy crap. Alright, we'll run up. This is where you want to initiate this first corner. You want to initiate at least before the red marker. And you have to touch the yellow. So I say this line specifically is very hard to zero. But your only goal is to at least touch the yellow. Alright, you want to be, as in touching it, as in, you know, going wide. You can go wide on it. So we're going to initiate here. Right, we at least touched it. And then we're going to outer zone 2. We want to be, you know, this is the start of your zone, these red markers on the road. And then you also have that sign for reference. But you want to be painting this line. All right. If you're on it the whole time, great. If you're outside of it, that's cool too. And then a lot of these guardrails on this line, specifically on this toge, making contact with any of these walls or guardrails in these outer zones is okay. But the whole point of C4 is accuracy. So take that in mind. So like, don't be really aiming for the wall. If you know, tap it a little bit, okay, cool. But we're going to take that into consideration because you weren't being accurate enough. And then, for example, I kind of mess it up right here. See, I come off on the line a little bit. I keep it. And I kind of come up short here. So a good line would me just be painting this line the entire way. And then I'll be out there, just last red markers, the end of the zone. So if you're on this line the whole way, that's like a perfect score, basically. If you don't touch this, if you don't go past this line on the outside, and you just come up short the entire way, that's a 0. So that's the only way you 0. Come here next to our next zone, outer zone 2. Right, same thing. I'm outside of it, but as long as I touched it and go out, but if I keep that consistent all the way through, perfect. If I come off a little bit, then it's not a 0. Obviously, if you end up going in here in this middle lane right here, then that will be a 0 because you're not going wide enough. And I'm using a S13, pretty small chassis. So we're going to go all the way here. All right, this will be our first touch and go. So anywhere between this light pole and this sign right here will be your touch and go. So here, touch and goes mostly will have a wall. If you wall tap it, cool. But, you know, if it messes you up, then not cool. Then we go into our first clipping zone, right? As long as a single tire touches your front tires, any one of them touches it, you're good. If you go into the dirt, man, that will be judged. I want to say it will be a 0, but it will be judged off of it. Then we go into, those were our inside clips 1 and 2. Self-explanatory. Front tires must touch. And then usually, so around this tree, so I'm gonna say like, I don't know, just at this tree will be your second touch and go, right? Get as wide as possible. Try to touch the wall without messing up. And then touching the yellow. Same with the other touch and go. It's required. Here, right? Same thing. Coming up to another outer zone. I kind of go off a little bit. That's not very good. Not a 0, but it will be judged. And then same thing. You want to paint a perfect line. You want to, if you go out too wide, obviously, like I said before, you just want to keep it consistent all the way through. All right, and then here, this is where it kind of gets tricky. So anywhere at this light pole, you want to do another touch and go. And then cut inside. So you kind of at this tree, you want to already be, this is the start of the zone, this tree right here. So you want to hit an inside clip. Same thing, if you're painting it, cool. If you're on the outside, that's fine too. But if it's consistent all the way through, then that's a perfect run. And then here on the track note, we have our little manji area, our transition zone. So you could, this gives you some options for you guys. You know, if you want to throw off the chase, you could cut it wide as possible and you could cut it short. But as long as you don't go off into the dirt. So you can, it's not required to touch this yellow, but you can go as wide as possible. You could cut it in. But at some point, when you're cutting it in, your car is going to straighten out. But if you at least touch this yellow line in the middle while you're transitioning, you should be good. Because at this point, you're not going to be at angle here anyways. But this gives you some playroom. You could transition late. This gives you the lead car, you know, their chance to throw off the chase. And then the chase, these cars are slow, so the chase will have time to react to the lead car and really shows off, you know, who's actually better. So coming up to our last zone, business as usual. And then this is the end of the zone, this last red. All right. Go ahead, feel free to ask questions. Thanks for watching.